Coming to you live from Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We got a good one coming up. We got the USC Trojans taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm Jeff Melanishin. Joining me in the booth once again is Greg Cooksey. Greg, what are you looking forward to at today's matchup?
Well, I want to see this Alabama team and their triple option offense once again against this USC defense. USC's had issues guarding the run, so I want to see how they can adjust to that this time around.
The fourth meeting all time is set to get underway, and we are live as the return from Alabama is going to be returned up. Oh, he's still on his feet, and he was going to get all the way out past the 30. That's Lamar Fant, the speedy defensive back for the Crimson Tide, and we will see Byron Adams for the first time in today's ball game as he will start under center for the Alabama Crimson Tide. In motion, it's going to be a handoff going up the middle. That's Houston Freeman trucking over a defender. He's loose, and he's already close to midfield. 16 yards for Houston Freeman on his first rush.
Well, Houston Freeman is a huge guy to have to deal with and bring down. This is the second week in a row USC has had to deal with the big running back. They had to deal with Manuel Silva last week. They didn't do all that great, and they're going to have to step it up this week.
Byron Adams under center here. He's going to run the option yet again. He's going to pitch it out just before he gets clocked. And that's enough for Farrell Norman to get the first down on this USC defense. And coming up and making the tackle will be Terrence Goldsberry.
Well, USC frustrated already, but they're going to have to figure out a way to step up and deal with this offense.
What kind of answers does USC have in store? And this time it's going to be a handoff right up the middle for Freeman, 10 yards. And this Alabama offense is looking mighty clean in this first series of possessions for him.
That was an absolute whiff right there on the part of Marcellus Burney. He took a chance and wasn't able to deliver with a hit.
Pistol set for Adams now. It's going to be another handoff up the middle. Look at that. He is shaking through guys, and that's Johnny Hall for 7 yards.
Well, this Alabama offense has a lot of running backs that they use really well, and they're just creating a lot of problems right now for this USC defense.
Is there anything for this defense that they could do to slow down this run game early?
They're just going to have to hang in there and try as best as they can, I think.
2nd and 3. Adams is going to put it on the option. He's going to pitch it enough for the first down. And that is going to be Jake Moon, the halfback, with his first run. That's 8 yards.
Well, Moon was a highly recruited running back this past recruiting season. It'll be interesting to see the different ways that they use him as the season goes on.
First down and 10. Another option here. Adams will keep it, and that's going to be 8 yards for the freshman quarterback. Sophomore quarterback.
But one of the things USC is not going to be able to do is they're not going to be able to over-pursue, and they're not going to be able to whip on hits. And so far this drive, we've had a couple occasions on that.
2nd and 2. Adams will pitch it, and he's going to get clobbered. That is Philip Nelson for 0-yard rush.
Well, it's good to see a stop finally happening right there by USC's defense.
What a shot. Brody Edward coming down from the cornerback spot for USC, making the stop. It's a 3rd down and 2. First 3rd down of the series, and they're inside the 10. Adams will keep it on the option, and he's got enough for the first down inside the 1-yard line.
Well, again, it's always best to just try to do it yourself if you're a quarterback and not force things, and Adams does a great job of doing that there.
Ninth play of the drive. We all know what's coming. Okay, USC, stop it. It's going to go right up the middle for Houston Freeman for 0 yards. And there it is. USC's defense, Seal Stern making the tackle.
But let's see if they can come up with a big goal line stand right here.
2nd down and goal. Adams under center. Trying to get the defense to jump, but they don't. Instead, it's going to be a handoff to Freeman, who goes up the middle for a touchdown, 2-yard run. But more importantly, this drive from the Crimson Tide offense, boy, Greg, I mean, you got to be impressed from what you saw in that drive there from the Crimson Tide.
Absolutely, they did a great job with the option, and they did a great job using their big backs, bulldozing the way through like they did there on that touchdown. This is going to be a problem for USC, I think.
Rooster Clutterbuck kicks the extra point through the uprights and good, and it's a 7-0 game here as they took almost 2 minutes off the game clock as Eric Tyner, the 23-yard return, and here we will see DeAndre Burks for his first series in this game.
This is a quarterback that I'm really excited about. He had a decent week last week. Let's see if he can follow that up.
314 yards, 2 touchdowns is what Greg Cooksey is referring to for last week. And here he starts off in the empty set shotgun formation, going to fire it out. Pass is going to be caught. Oh, gets a couple of blocks, breaks out of a tackle, and that's Eric Tyner, 21 yards, and the blocking downfield, helping him spring him to 21 yards.
Well, Tyner showing some toughness right there, throwing stiff arms and making sure he keeps his legs going. That's a great job right there.
And you'd love to see that from the receivers blocking downfield. We all know Dijon Swan, one of the best blocking pancake receivers out there. And there, the USC receiving corps getting out there and blocking for their man. You gotta love what you see as Eric Tyner, 21 yards, and already USC looking to get this offense going here. Carter Cook, 2 yards on his first carry of the day.
Carter Cook's another one of those big backs right there.
Carter Cook coming in 15 carries for 57 yards last week, averaging 3.8 in week 1. As Burks drops back, but he's going to take off and scramble. He's got enough for the first down. Look at that speed, and he slides just before he gets tackled, but not before he picks up a first down.
Well, speed absolutely kills, and if you can't stop it in college football, that's a big problem. You brought up Dijon Swan. That was one of the things. He was fast, and again, that works right there for DeAndre Burks.
And gets down right before Richie Carrion can get the tackle on him as Burks dropping it back. Going to throw this one underneath. Pass is going to be caught as that is going to be Ray Guerrero for 3 yards.
Nice job by that Alabama defensive back to try to fight him off.
Maybe a handoff here to Carter Cook going up the middle, and the defense for the Crimson Tide was ready for it. Goes for 0 yards as Ray Bell getting the tackle.
Well, they absolutely swallowed that play up right there. Great job by Ray Bell and the rest of the front line for the Crimson Tide.
3rd down and 7 for Burks and the USC offense, but they will set up the halfback screen. Can Carter Cook get it going? Breaking out of a tackle, going to be close, going to be 1 yard short. But Greg, if you're USC, is this too early to go for it to keep the drive alive?
Well, they're not going to do it, but I would have tried it right there to try to inject some more life into this USC offense that match what Alabama did.
And Baker Cook will kick it through the uprights and good for the field goal. 1 for 1 so far in the game. And on the season, 2 for 2 as USC pulls within 4. 7-3 is your score.
Well, again, in a situation like that, I think you got to put the ball in the end zone, and that's not what USC did.
Okay, good job by the Clemson Tide of the defensive line getting in there, making the stop, but more importantly, holding Carter Cook on that halfback screen. And we saw Alabama use their option plays all the way down the field. Is that something that you expect them to do all night and driving down this USC defense?
I absolutely do. It's a beautiful thing to see Alabama do, and they're good at it, but Jake Moon not able to make much happen right there.
No, and Ricky Kickler, the strong safety, coming down and making the stop on Blake Moon.
Great awareness right there by the USC defensive back or safety.
Jake Moon with the loss of 1. And now we'll see Adams under center. He's going to pitch it a little earlier than anticipated. And that is going to come back and bite Farrell Norman and the offense. As they go back 1 yard, it's now 3rd and 12.
Well, Xavier Hale gets the stop right there. Good game tackle there by Hale.
3rd down and 12 for the Crimson Tide offense. And here it's going to be a pistol set for Adams, who takes the shotgun formation. He's going to take a shot deep downfield, and it is going to be caught by Michael Morgan. 33-yard reception, and that is enough, definitely enough to move the chains, as in coverage was Marcellus Burney.
That was a great job right there by Burney to stay with him. I don't think USC was expecting a pass right there. I know that I wasn't, and good job by Alabama to catch USC off guard.
4 down defensive lineman for USC on this play as Adams will pitch it out on the option. Breaking out of tackles. There goes Freeman. As Farrell Norman on the on the pitch, just dragging defenders along for the ride, and they are marching again downfield.
Well, this size is just too much for USC to handle, and Alabama's having their way with them right now. They're going to have to figure this out on the defensive side of the ball.
Sixth play of the drive. Adams will keep it, and he will pitch it. And there goes Moon. He is loose down the sidelines, gets inside the 10, inside the 5 before he's pushed out of bounds, 21 yards.
Well, USC's just late to get any stops at all, and there's Bernie in pursuit, but he gets burned right there by Moon. Moon having a big game so far.
But more importantly, this offense is clicking for the Crimson Tide. USC doesn't have a way to stop it. We'll see inside the red zone for the second straight time. And here goes the keeper on the option is Johnny Hall for 2 yards. And more importantly, moving closer to the end zone.
Looks like a little bit of trickery right there by Alabama right there. It was a nice little play.
Adams under center. Is USC ready for this one? Adams will keep it, and oh, the okey doke, and he gets into the end zone. He faked the pitch, and the defensive player for USC went for it, and Adams kept it and goes into the end zone.
Well, just a nice play right here. Alabama knows how to run this offense. When you run it well, it's like watching and listening to a symphony, and that's a beautiful, and that was a thing of beauty right there.
A 9-play drive for the Crimson Tide offense, and more importantly, it's now a 14-3 ball game.
Well, I'm really impressed with the way Alabama has worked their offense out the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, I would have told you I thought there was a great chance Alabama would be winless after the first couple of weeks, but they have definitely proven me wrong.
As the first rushing touchdown for Byron Adams. He has 2 through the air with 1 interception coming into this week's game. As Burks under center, going to throw this one out. Pass is going to be caught underneath by the receiver. And there, what a good play by Ray Guerrero, the tight end, getting a second reception.
Well, you might want to start thinking about going downfield and getting a quick score here just to up some confidence right now. USC, I think, is lacking it.
Burks, shotgun snap, firing across the middle. Pass is going to be caught by Beasley. And the 3-star coming up with his first catch of the game, 14 yards, enough to move the chains.
Well, DeAndre Burks, 5 of 5 passing, so that's a good sign. See more of that from him.
We got both teams coming in 0-1, looking for the first win on the season, young season, as we're only in week 2. As the tight end coming in motion from left to right. It's going to be a handoff to Carter Cook going up the middle. Going to be a pickup of 3 before he's going to be tackled.
Well, Carter Cook's going to have to figure out a way to step it up a little bit and try and get some more yards.
2nd and 7. Burks taking the shotgun snap. Going to hand it off. Trying to go outside is Carter Cook, but there to make the tackle for a loss of 3 is going to be Thomas Cole.
Looks like that, Cole just blew that offensive line up right there, total overmatched.
USC, they have marched down the field too, but it's been the timely tackles from the defense of the Crimson Tide. And here it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 for USC. Going to try to set up the halfback screen to Carter Cook, who receives it. Fant is going to get the tackle, but not before Carter Cook goes for 13 yards, and that's enough for the first down.
That's a good way of figuring out how to make your playmakers involved. Carter Cook able to show a little bit of speed right there.
First down and 10. Burks going to have to fire this one, but it's going to go over the head of the receiver as he was looking for Jonathan Alexander, but it goes out of bounds.
Alabama does a good job on their coverage right there, making sure the USC wide receivers don't come free.
Burks in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap. Looking around for someone to get open. Pressure coming in his face. He's going to have to throw this just before the pressure comes, and he throws it away.
And that was a good job showing awareness right there by DeAndre Burks, because he almost got it right there.
Ryan Bell providing the coverage from the DT spot. Here's 3rd down. Another 3rd down conversion. It will happen. Eric Tyner, 13 yards. Being used here early. That's 2 receptions for 34 yards.
Well, he stepped up here on offense. A guy that they can count on.
1st down and 10 inside the 30. Burks taking the shotgun snap, firing this one, but it's going to fall incomplete. He's 7 of 10 so far on the night.
Well, that was a good job by Jeremy Mosley, making sure he could make a play right there, but you can't have drop balls. That kills offenses.
10th play of the drive. Tight end coming in motion from right to left. Burks in the shotgun formation. He's got Carter Cook, and here's going to be a drop play up the middle. And it's going to go for 0 yards as the defense coming up again. Zachary Carter with his first tackle on the night.
Well, it looked like Alabama may have had a player move a little bit early. It was a good job by that player to get himself set back.
Another halfback screen. Bernie with the reception, and this time they won't convert it. And so the defense coming up again, and they'll have to settle for another field goal.
DeAndre Burks had to deal with a lineman in his face right there.
And the field goal is through the uprights and good for 2 for 2 on the night as Baker Cook, and more importantly, USC still hitting back-to-back points with Alabama, but it's more importantly, the Alabama offense has been able to find a way to put touchdowns on the board, and that's something that USC is going to have to try to figure out.
It absolutely is, because right now they have no answer for it. Let's see if they can get a stop right here.
Lamar Fant on the return for 26 yards. You take a look at the Alabama Crimson Tide offense. 16 rush plays, 1 pass play, but that one pass play was caught for 33 yards and a big conversion there on 3rd down and long that kept the drive alive last series. And we'll see what Adams has in store on this one. He'll keep it on the option, looking to pitch it. No, he'll keep it, and it's going to go for a pickup of 6. And we've come to the end of the first quarter. Very fast-moving first quarter. Alabama Crimson Tide with the triple option on top, 14-6, and they have the ball. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter, everybody. Jeff Melanishin alongside is Greg Cooksey. Option read again, and Adams will keep it for 3 yards. Gets up a 3rd down and 1.
Michael Lopez in there on the stop. Good time to make a stop right now by USC because they have not been ready to deal with this Alabama offense.
2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions already in the game. And here, Byron Adams looking to convert another one. He'll keep it on the option, but the defense is ready for it, not allowing the pitch out wide. And USC making the stop at Ricky Kickler.
Well, good thing that USC was able to get a stop because another score right here I think would have been pretty deadly.
And the punt from Marvin Jones is away. There is Cope. Breaks out of a tackle, gets past the 45 as Tim Cope with 17-yard return as you take a look at the offenses at a glance. But more importantly, what can USC do to finally break into the end zone?
Well, the guy that we just saw, I think, would be a good start. Tim Cope. Cope's one of the best receivers, I think, in the CFSL. I'd like to see more of him.
And here's a handoff to Cook, trying to break it out wide. And he did break out of a couple tackles, but only for a gain of 1 before he's going to be tackled on the play.
Alabama's defensive line is just not having any of Carter Cook right now.
3 down linemen for the Alabama Crimson Tide defense. As Burks on the play action, looking to take a shot downfield, and the pass is going to be broken up. Give credit to Zachary Carter downfield.
What a job he did of tracking that ball down.
3rd down and 9 for USC. Burks in the shotgun formation, taking the snap, going to take a shot, and it's almost going to be intercepted on the play, and it's going to fall to the turf. Richie Carrion was there in coverage.
He had his hands on it and just couldn't hang on to it, but it gets USC off the field and Alabama the ball back, more importantly.
And that's the first time both teams have went 3 and out on consecutive drives as the punt is away from Ricky Swan and it goes out of bounds, not giving the returner for Alabama any sort of room. And up to the 30-yard line, we will see Byron Adams. Pistol set. Adams taking the shotgun snap. Going to fire this one underneath. Pass is going to be caught enough to move the chains. This time coming up is Michael Morgan.
But when you're able to run the ball, that really opens up the things for the passing game, and we're seeing Alabama starting to get a lot done passing-wise.
Handoff trying to go up the middle is Freeman. Only for 2 yards. Going to set up a 2nd down and 8.
Well, USC's defensive line's starting to come up with a way to stuff those big Alabama running backs, and they do a great job of that right there.
Adams will keep it on the option, and he will pitch it, and look at Moon with the speed. 10 yards in a blink of an eye, and that's enough to move the sticks, and a gain of 10.
He's finally brought down there by Marcellus Burney. Moon's been a problem all game so far for USC, though.
Under 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Adams under center. 4 down lineman for USC. Gonna fake it on the read and gonna pitch it out. And look at that. That is Farrell Norman going for 8 yards, breaking out of a tackle. But this USC defense needs to start wrapping up these running backs.
Absolutely, and Terrence Goldberry had him and couldn't finish off the tackle. That's another can't USC for USC.
And this time they'll hand it and go up the middle with Houston Freeman for 4 yards. And just like that, enough to move the sticks yet again on this drive.
Well, again, USC just can't handle these big backs from Alabama. They're just really overmatched.
This time I'm going to give it again up the middle for the second straight drive, second straight time. This time Johnny Hall with the 8-yard carry.
Hall does a good job just moving things forward and making sure he keeps his legs going.
Second down and 2. Adams under center, going to fake the halfback read, and he's going to pitch it to Moon. Excellent pitch. Down the sideline, breaks out of a tackle. He's into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown of the season. Jake Moon into the end zone for the Crimson Tide as they punch it. That's 3 touchdowns for the Crimson Tide offense.
Well, too much attention right now is being placed on Byron Adams. I believe that Jake Moon went unaccounted for right there and got into the open field, and that is a mistake that the Trojans just can't be making. It's just killing them right now defensively.
Byron Adams, what a late pitch it was, and luckily he had Jake Moon out there as the risky play from the sophomore turned quarterback who is playing quarterback because of Bailey on Siege being suspended for 3 games. But man, what a play what a game he's putting on here early against USC.
It's an absolute show right now, Jeff, and that's all there is to it.
First down and 10. What can Burks do? He was going to fire it out. It looks like a little mishap there from the receivers, and it falls incomplete.
Well, that wide receiver just was not able to get disengaged from that defensive back, and that's why that happened.
Second down and 10, and there goes Carter Cook, and he's going to be blown up in the backfield for a 1-yard loss by Jeremy Mosley.
Well, I mean, there's not much more that you can say about this. This is just complete domination right now on the part of Alabama.
21-6 here, the second quarter. Looking to convert a 3rd down. Burks looking for someone to get open. Just going to have to throw it on the run. It's caught. What a play by Ryan Lendy. 14 yards when they needed it to move the sticks.
Terrific play right there by Ryan Lendy. I don't know if he did pick that ball up off the ground or not, but still you can't take away the fact that that was an athletic play.
First down and 10 for Burks. In the shotgun formation, going to hand out to Burney, and he's going to go for no gain, and the defense was ready for that one. Mosley again with a tackle. Second down and 10 for DeAndre Burks and the USC offense. He'll be in the shotgun formation. Takes the stab. He's going to hand it out to Burney, trying to get something going again, and this time nothing doing. The defense again is all over it, swarming to the football, and Rob Myers with another tackle. Three to 6 is USC on 3rd down. Burks looking to convert this one on 3rd and 13. Takes the shotgun snap. Firing it deep downfield to the core sidelines. He's got Burney downfield for 24 yards and enough to move the sticks. Much needed 3rd down conversion here for the USC offense. First down and 10 inside Crimson Tide territory. Burks in the shotgun formation, dropping back out of play action. Gonna fire it. Pass is going to be caught by the receiver Jonathan Alexander before he's gonna be tackled. But again, first reception goes for 15 yards, and moving the ball downfield is this USC offense. A much-needed answering drive. Can DeAndre Burks punch this football into the end zone? Well, to see as he calls for the halfback screen. Carter Cook breaking out of a tackle. Loose down the sidelines. One man to beat. And he will be tackled and pushed out around the 5-yard line. Breaking out of tackles. The halfback screen working for USC on this drive. As you take a look on the replay, just 2-3 missed tackles for Crimson Tide. That's not going to do it against Carter Cook. And Zachary Carter having to come and play the safety spot and push him out of bounds. And so they are inside the 5-yard line. DeAndre Burks, shotgun formation. 3 receivers are going to be running out. He'll keep it on the option, and he's going to be tackled inside the 1-yard line. And coming up and making the play for the Crimson Tide. What a great play it was by Bob Bakos. Second down and goal now for the USC. It's going to be hand off to Carter Cook, who goes up the middle for a touchdown. 1 yard untouched. What an answering drive from the USC Trojans on offense.
Absolutely, and that's a big play from one of your big playmakers. He had the big run a couple of plays before that, and here he steps up big time and makes another big play.
The first rushing touchdown for Carter Cook on the season, and what a touchdown it was as they pull within 8 here. It's a 21-13 ball game.
Well, just keep plugging away if you're USC. I do believe they get the ball back in the first and the second half, so if you can hold Alabama here and figure out a way to maybe get one last score before that, you'll be in business.
Richie Carrion brings the ball past the 20 to the 23-yard line, and that is a great point that you brought up. Alabama to get the ball to start the game. Oh, and it's going to be blown up. Byron Adams for the 2-yard loss.
Ricky Keckler again. There, his second tackle for loss. A big sack right there. USC definitely needed that.
2nd and 12. Backed up 2 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. Byron Adams under center. And a fake the halfback read, and this time pitch it to Jake Moon, who picks up 8 yards. 3rd down and 4. Very manageable for where they started on 2nd down.
Absolutely it is, and I think USC finally starting to figure this running attack out. They could use a stop right here, Jeff.
3rd down and 4. Adams will throw it, and he's going to fire it. It's going to go over the head of the intended receiver and fall incomplete. And so it's going to be 4th down and 4, and USC will get the ball back.
You got to feel really good right about that defensive drive right there if you're USC.
The punt is away from Marvin Jones and Tim Cope on the return. But more importantly, you saw what DeAndre Burks did on that drive. Can he repeat that?
I absolutely think that he can. Just got to keep up.
And throw it out on the receiver screen to Tim Cope, who goes for a pickup of 3 yards.
Well, you got him going a little bit there at least. Give him more chances to contribute. Like I said, I think he's a guy that can really get things done.
2nd and 7 for the USC Trojans. Burks in the shotgun formation. Going to hand it off to Carter going up the middle. Look at that hole for a gain of 12 on the play. And moving the stakes on this drive. Carter Cook, again, up to 15 yards.
Well, big things happen when you can, when your offensive line can make big plays. And that's what they did right there.
2:05 left to go. Quick throw out here. And pass is going to be caught by the do-it-all, Eric Tyner. And look at that, 39-yard receiving so far on the day.
He's lived up to that do-it-all name right there. He's had himself a game so far.
2nd and 5, DeAndre Burks dropping back, going to fire it. Oh, and what a hit! Laid out and coming up and making a play. That's the middle linebacker, Dylan McKenzie.
Well, nice time to make a play right now here on third down. Let's see what Alabama has cooked up.
3rd down and 5. Burks looking to convert a 3rd down here. Pressure in his face. He's going to be hit and dropped for the first time. What a play. Jackson Adda for the first time getting in there on the day. That's his 2nd sack of the season.
And that's a good way to fight through that. Lineman just was not able to finish off that block, and he got the inside position on him. Got a great look at the quarterback.
And we will see the punting unit come out for USC. Ricky Swan will punt this one away. Letting the clock drip here a little bit as we're getting close to a minute left to go. Looking to let this play clock go. Are you surprised that maybe Alabama take a timeout after that sack to preserve some of this time?
I would have thought about it for sure if I was the AD. I'm not sure why he hasn't done that yet.
Under 5, 4, 3, 2. They will let this one go, and they will punt this one away with 1 second left on the play clock. It's going to be fielded on the sidelines. What a play from Lamar Fant. You know he never will turn down a punt or a kick return he doesn't like. And there, it would have been backed up, but instead they bring it up to the 25-yard line.
Well, Fant's had some nice returns this evening, that's for sure.
1st down and 10. And they're going to throw this one, and it's going to fall incomplete. Byron Adams, 2 of 4. And there he was looking for the wideout, Zach Strickland, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that's living kind of dangerously if you're Alabama, throwing with your back against the end zone in this situation. Not sure why they're doing this.
And another throw, and Xavier Holly gets his big paws in and deflects the football down. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, good job staying right there in the middle of the field and reading the quarterback's eyes on the part of Holly.
And they would keep it on the option. No pitch from Adams. Instead, a 7-yard rush. But more importantly, it's going to be another punt back to the USC Trojans.
Well, Marcellus Burney got the initial hit right there. He did a good job slowing that play down.
They punt to Tim Cope, who fields it and brings it up to the 43-yard line. And DeAndre Burks is going to have perfect prime real estate to punch this football inside Crimson Tide territory to get some points before the end of the half. As 36 seconds left to go, and he will scramble and take off. And it's only going to be for a gain of 1, and they will have to burn their 2nd timeout.
But we saw a shot taken at the end of the first half of the last game. I'm wondering if we'll see the same thing here.
2nd down and 9. Burks from under center, dropping back, pressure in his face, chucks it just before the pressure gets there, off the hands of Tim Cope, and it falls incomplete. He was wide open and would have walked in for a touchdown.
Zachary Carter almost had himself an interception right there if he could have just hung on to it. Man.
3rd down and 9. DeAndre Burks, will he take another shot? No, he won't. He'll fire this one underneath. And Carter Cook getting loose with it. And it's going to be for 7 yards. It's going to be a 4th down and 1.
Well, not what you needed if you were USC. You got to convert right here on this 4th down. Time ticking away.
And they're going to go for it on 4th down here. DeAndre Burks in the shotgun formation. This could be the last play. It will be. The receivers are going to go deep downfield. Oh, and getting their hands up and knocking it down is Addock. And that will be the last play of the first half. And we've come into the booth for the halftime report here. Alabama on top of USC 21-13. But more importantly, Alabama, since their last touchdown to go up 21-6, it's been 2 straight punts. But Greg, as we've come in, just give us some of your thoughts on that first half of action.
Well, this has been a little bit of a shock on the part of Alabama. There's really no excuse for USC to have looked the way they did early on in this game. If they would have been watching the game last week, they would have seen how well Alabama does running this triple option offense. But I'll tell you what, I've been pretty impressed with what both DeAndre Burks and Carter Cook have been able to do now that the offense has settled down. Let's see if they can get them back in this game. This game's not completely lost yet.
No, it is not. It's only a 21-13 ball game. But more importantly, if you take a look at just some of the numbers from last week, I mean, USC coming in averaging 24 points and Alabama coming in averaging 27. So we knew this was going to be a close game. And if you take a look at all those stats, and you put them up against each other, this is a pretty tight ball game despite the score being 21-13.
It absolutely is, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the second half here, Jeff.
As USC getting set to return. Thank you, guys. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in on the CFSL YouTube. I give a couple shout outs. We got Tim Cope still in here, Jeremy Mosley, Big Country Gaming, Brent Mills, Squiddy's making an appearance, Ted Stern, Neil is in chat, Justin Hoskins is there as well. We got Jacob Schneider, Josh Hoffman, Rick Kickler is in chat. As DeAndre Burks will look to scramble, and he will pick up 5 yards before he's going to be tackled from behind.
Well, that's a good start. DeAndre Burks had the opportunity to make a play, and he went ahead and did it.
Second down and 5 as Burks will line up in the shotgun formation. He will keep it on the option, but the defense is there for the Crimson Tide. And what a play it was from Zachary Carter from his strong safety position.
Carter's done well tonight, and here USC trying to mirror Alabama a little bit with that option, but Alabama not letting it happen.
3rd and 9 now for the Trojans on their first drive of the second half. DeAndre Burks taking the shotgun snap. He's empty with nobody around him. He's going to have to throw this one, and off the hands again. Oh, this time it falls off the hands of Eric Tyner. We sang his praises early, and there it would have been a first down, but instead they're going to have to punt this one away.
You can't drop balls, and you can't do it, especially in a situation like this where you're trying to get back on track offensively. That play would have been a huge help if Tyner could have converted on it. He just wasn't able to.
In there, Lamar Fant gets the football on the return inside Trojans territory. And it'll be at the USC 46-yard line. Adams will pitch it, and Jake Moon will be hit for a loss of 5. That was blown up from the get-go.
Nice job done right there by USC of stuffing that play.
The defense is coming alive here late in the first half, and now it's starting into the second. As Byron Adams will keep it, but he stumbles, and he is going to be dropped for a loss, and it's going to be a 3rd and 14 when the next play happens.
USC is doing a good job getting into the backfield. This is the perfect response so far to that stalled drive.
Pistol set now for Byron Adams. He'll fire this one underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Strickland for 7 yards, but that's not going to do it as Brody Edwards, the corner, coming up and making the play, 4th down and 7.
Edwards is doing a good job making sure that play didn't go any further.
21-13, and here we'll settle for another Marvin Jones punt as it goes out of bounds. And we've kind of hit here. The defenses have started to come alive here, and with 7:16 left to go in the third quarter, what can USC to break through?
They're going to have to keep up with DeAndre Burks, I think. I think that's one of their best shots.
DeAndre Burks with plenty of time in the backfield. He could have paid his taxes and gone to the DMV, but instead he fires it, and it's going to fall off the hands and incomplete.
Dylan McKenzie does a nice job there with his coverage and sticking his hand in there on the play. Impressive job by him.
2nd and 10, a little handoff here to Carter Cook, and he's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss of 3. The defense was having none of that. It's Zachary Carter with his 3rd tackle for loss.
Well, there's not much. There was just no openings right there, and that's kind of been the story tonight for Carter Cook.
21-13, and here it's 3rd down and 13 for DeAndre Burks and the USC offense, and he's going to be hit and sacked. Coming through the offensive line is Matthew Roland, the defensive end. Boy, oh boy, I mean, with plenty of time like that, you have to know where the sticks are, but instead the clock just goes off and DeAndre Burks goes down.
That's a mistake of a youngster by DeAndre Burks, just hanging on to the ball right there, and he gives Matthew Roland a chance to make a play.
Matthew Roland with the sack. That's his first sack in his CFSL career, so congratulations to him as the punt is away from Ricky Swan. Lamar Fenn is waiting for it, and they are going to be in good field position. He's still breaking tackles, and he will be around the 35-yard line of the Trojans. And man, this offense for the Crimson Tide is set up in perfect prime real estate.
And if they need to get a score here and really shut things down.
Byron Adams pitches it out to Moon, who takes a shot. What a shot it was for Marcellus Burney. And he did pick up just a yard on that.
But not much you can do there if you're Jake Moon. That's just going to happen.
Second down and 9. Adams will go under center on this second down play. Gonna fake the read to the halfback going up the middle, but instead he'll keep it and get 1 yard. It's still gonna be 3rd and 9 though when we get the next play going.
Great job by the USC defense of stealing that play off. There was nowhere for Adams to go at all.
What kind of magic could Adams do on this 3rd down and 9 play? He will drop back looking to throw it. He will throw it. It's gonna be intercepted going back the other way as USC down the sidelines. Can anybody catch him? I don't know, but there's Adams chasing him down. He breaks out of the tackle. He's still loose to the 5. He's going to be tackled at the 4-yard line. What a play from the USC defense. That's Carlos Lamb with the interception going back the other way.
Well, Carlos Lamb showing some great ball hawk ability right there, and he is rewarded for it with a huge interception. Too bad it wasn't a pick 6, but he sets USC up for a chance to strike and maybe even carry this ball game up right here.
The second interception of the season for Byron Adams, and it proves costly, looking to get at least a field goal. And here USC is set up, and there goes Cook with the handoff, trying to get outside, but it's going to be blown up, but still gains 2 yards on the play before Roland coming in and making the tackle.
Well, Carter Cook was determined he was going to get to the end zone right there. He wasn't, but he showed the fight that you want to see a running back like him take.
Second down and goal. Burks, shotgun, handed off to Cook, up the middle, touchdown. Too easy for the USC Trojans, and the second rushing touchdown for Carter Cook in the game.
And you had to have that if you were USC. There was no way you could get down to the goal line and have the offense stalled. Great job right there.
3-play drive, and it was only a 4-yard drive. And they're going to go for 2. Cook trying to squeeze in, and it's going to go for not, and they will be stopped. It's going to be a 21-19 ball game. Do you think that was the right call, or would you have kicked the extra point there?
At this point, I probably would have just kicked the extra point and got points on the board. Your defense is starting to figure out Alabama's offense just a little bit. You were certainly going to get at least one more look at it, I think. I think that's a little bit of a waste right there, Jeff.
Let's take a look at the USC on defense. 1 interception. That one just a moment ago by the cornerback Carlos Lamb, the walk-on. He's going to remember that one in his career. It's a 21-19 game. Down 2. Byron Adams will start at the own 30-yard line here, as he will try to keep it on the option, breaking outside. He breaks out a couple tackles. He's loose, and he's got enough for first down. That is one of the best keepers that we've seen since the first quarter.
Absolutely, and that's an example of what I was talking about earlier, where I say if you're USC, you can't over-pursue. That's exactly what happened right there, and it turned into a big gain for Byron Adams.
Shotgun set now for the first time in the game as Adams throws it, but it falls incomplete. Xavier Hawley in coverage as he was looking for a receiver coming across the middle.
There was absolutely nobody there. I don't know if that was just a bad read or if Adams thought he saw something he really didn't or what.
Back to their bread and butter, the option, and there goes Jake Moon breaking out of tackle. He's got enough for the first down, 11 yards, and moving this chains yet again for the Crimson Tide offense.
Well, Marcellus Burney and Rick Kitchler tried to make something happen there, and they just got hurt.
Inside Trojans territory. Here on the option, they will pitch it. Getting only 1 yard is Farrell Norman.
Brody Edward in again. He's had a decent game today. 7 tackles, his first for a loss, but he's been one of the bright spots on this USC defense.
And that's something when you're running the option, the corners and the safeties need to be aware of what's going on around them. As Adams will go for 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd down and 8.
Tried to work it up into the middle there, but there was nowhere for him to go against that USC defense.
3rd down, Crimson Tide are coming in at 47%. They are 5 of 12 on the night today. We'll see what they do here. Byron Adams taking a shot, but it's over the head, out of bounds, not giving his receiver a chance to get there, and it falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 8.
Well, there was a chance that ball could have been into double coverage right there, just not a very good read.
And we will see the punting unit come on again. This is going to be Marvin Jones punting the football away, trying to pin USC. We'll see. Going to hit, and it's just going to bounce into the end zone. So DeAndre Burks and company will start from their own 20-yard line.
There's still a chance, Jeff, that interception that USC was able to get that set up that last touchdown could be a game changer. This is good position for them right now.
DeAndre Burks will keep it on the play action. Going to fire this one. Pass is going to be caught on the sideline by Ryan Lundy for 15 yards. That's his second reception of the ball game.
And that's the mark of a good quarterback like that, to let a play like that develop and get the ball there. Great job by DeAndre Burks.
And we might see some maturity coming from the freshman quarterback, allowing the receivers downfield to get open. He's done that a couple times. It has come back to bite him with a couple sacks in the game. But more importantly, he's given his receivers some time to get open in there. This time, he just throws this one away. Nothing was open. 2nd down and 10.
Well, that's actually a good job. Again, you're taught to do that as a quarterback. Get rid of the ball if nothing's there. It's going to be a learning curve, but I think Burks is a great quarterback.
Burks this time will give it on the halfback Carter Cook for 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
I'd look for Burks to make a play right here, Jeff. Let's see what he can do, whether it's with his legs or what.
4 for 11 on 3rd downs today in the ball game as DeAndre Burks setting up the halfback screen. There's Bernie, and he won't get it. Going backwards for 1 yard, and the Crimson Tide coming up with another defensive stand.
You've got to do better than that on offense. Burks has done a great job delivering the ball downfield, and you go for more of a screen type of play right there. That's not the right thing, and as a result, you're off the field. Your defense is going to have to come back on.
And more importantly, since their touchdown, they made it 21-13. They have gone punt, then halftime, then punt. The touchdown that was set up on the interception, and then a punt. So the offense for USC having to find something to get clicking. They're going to have to take advantage of some defenses that are some matchups that they like, but more they haven't just been able to do that. So 1st down and 10 for Byron Adams and the Crimson Tide offense. He keeps on the option, going up the middle, breaking, giving the forearm shiver, and enough for 8 yards. 2nd down and 2.
And they're doing what they do best right now, Jeff, and it's really working for them.
2nd and 2 now. Adams under center. Going to fake the halfback read. And going to pitch it out to Jake Moon, but he's going to go backwards for 1 yard as Bernie coming up and making the tackle from his corner spot.
And Bernie's been winning this battle so far from the late 2nd quarter on into this 2nd half. He has not been giving up at all.
3rd down and 3 now for Adams. Can they convert a 3rd down? A little early on the option, and it's going to be 4th and 7 coming up, and Alabama's going to have to punt this one back.
Xavier Hale with the stop. We've called his name quite a few times this evening.
As Byron Adams just pitching that ball a little too soon, and the punt is away. As Cope will field it, trying to get something going up the middle, and he's going to get close to the 30-yard line. What can DeAndre Burks and company do on this series for the Trojans? Down 2. He'll keep it on the option, trying to get outside. The blocking downfield set up. He's got enough for the first time, breaking out of a tackle past the 40 up to the 42-yard line. 15 yards for Burks.
Well, Burks is starting to make plays right here. Let's see if he can keep this up.
And look at that. Just the speed. As soon as he goes north and south, looking like Tanner Jones from the previous game. And here, DeAndre Burks now 1st down and 10. Under 2 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Looking to scramble a little prematurely as Jackson Addock was waiting for him. And he gets the tackle for a loss there. It's going to be 2nd and 16 coming up.
Well, that tackle is going to have to get into the film room or weight room or something, because he has not been able to hold blocks this evening, and it's costing USC right now.
2nd and 16. Burks going to hand this one off to Cook, and it's going to be a fumble on the play. It's going to be picked up, and going the other way is Rollan, and that's the first turnover of the game for the USC Trojans. And what a play it was, the fumble from Carter Cook.
Well, that's just the symbol of some young talent right there. He'll learn how to hang on to the ball. But, well, let's see. It looks like we're going to get some kind of a challenge. I don't know, Jeff. I think that ball might not have left until after he hit the ground. They may overturn this.
Yeah, it looks like the gluteus maximus touches the field turf before the football comes out. And they will reverse it, but nonetheless, Alabama, 3rd down and 19. Going to have to come up with one more stop. 4th 12 on 3rd down are the USC Trojans. Burks will go under center on this 3rd and 19 play. Taking a shot deep, wide open receiver. It's caught going the other way. And breaking out of tackle, still loose down the sidelines. David Beasley to the end zone. What a play on 3rd and 19.
Well, Carter Cook gets bailed out there a little bit by the replay, and then on that drive right there by DeAndre Burks and that wide receiver, great job right there.
David Beasley with his first career CFSL touchdown. He's going to remember that one, as that was huge. They go for the 2-point conversion, and again, they are stuffed. And it's going to be a 25-21 game, only up by 4. So Crimson Tide still can only get they need the touchdown that they haven't gotten since the second half started.
Well, this is a wake-up call for USC's defense. They might be able to bend a little bit, but they are not going to be able to break. Let's see what kind of stops they can get.
And we've seen Byron Adams. He's made some great plays, but I mean, they've had punt, interception, punt, their last 6 drives. We'll have to see what gives as he pitches it out to Jake Moon, and it only goes for a gain of 3.
But again, there is USC, Terrence Goldberry with the stop. They're starting to win that battle about trying to get to the outside, and they win it there.
2nd and 7 for Adams. We'll go under center. 4 down linemen for the USC defense. Adams will pitch it. Got the edge, enough for the first down to the 40-yard line before Farrell Norman is pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up a gain of 12.
Well, isn't it nice to know that you have a play that can bail you out whenever you can dial it up, and that's kind of what Alabama's done this evening.
There goes Jake Moon for a pickup of 3. Going to be another 2nd down and 7 as we are under 5 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. And that will do it. We are entering the 4th quarter of play in a tight matchup. USC just getting on top, 25-21, but Byron Adams and company marching downfield. We'll be back with the 4th quarter right after this. Welcome back to the start of the 4th quarter. Jeff Melanish and Greg Cooksey in the booth calling this one. We are live on CFSL on YouTube. Adams will pitch it, and the defense for USC coming down and making the play. Farrell Norman tackled for a loss of 4. Kickler, 4 tackles for loss on the game.
Well, you need to make plays, and USC did that right there. Backing them up a little bit.
3rd and 11 now for the Crimson Tide. Byron Adams under center. Barron's just got to throw this one, and he's going to fumble it. Luckily, it's going to be picked up by the offensive line for the Crimson Tide, but it's going to be 4th and 21. Adams has struggled since the first half of action.
But what a play right there by Steven Sparks, being able to get back there and bring an end to this Alabama drive.
More importantly, USC keeping the momentum on their side, and they will get the ball back as we will see the punt yet again from Jones. Hope is waiting for it. He fields it around the 35-yard line, trying to get outside. He gets up past the 45, still in his own territory, but great field position for DeAndre Burks.
Well, Cope and Fant have done a terrific job on the punt returns this evening. Let's see if DeAndre Burks can make good on this field position.
Burks out of the play action, taking a shot deep to the jugular, off the hands of Tim Cope again. That's the 2nd time he's been that wide open. Carter in another position to make the interception, but it bounces off the hands.
Absolutely have to catch that football. No excuse for dropping that pass.
Boy, oh boy, Tim Cope. Second down and 10. DeAndre Burks in the shotgun formation. Setting up the halfback screen to Carter Cook. Got the blocking downfield. Look at that. Trying to get past midfield. Gets pushed back, but it's going to be forward progress past the 50 for 4 yards. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6.
Well, considering that Carter Cook had a little bit of a tough start, he's rebounded a little bit, and he's been able to contribute in this game.
DeAndre Burks, empty set formation. He's going to scramble out of it a little prematurely yet again, and this time he's going to be hit and sacked by Ryan Bell, the defensive tackle, getting in there and stopping DeAndre Burks before he was able to turn that into something positive.
Well, Ryan Bell just uses a big display of power right there and is able to step up and make a play for his defense.
More importantly, the defense, again, for Alabama, making plays when needed. But again, can Byron Adams and company on offense get something going?
Well, we'll see. He's done it all night so far. Let's see if he can't do it again.
Ooh, Lamar Fan trying to get jiggy with it, and he will get up for a short return there and get some past the 30 to the 34-yard line. So we will see Byron Adams and company. And he will start under center. There goes Farrell Norman trying to go up the middle. It's only going to be a pickup of 5. Going to be 2nd down and 5.
That brings him 2nd and 5.
Second down and 5 coming up. 7:13 left to go in the 4th quarter. Jake Moon in motion. Adams throwing this one, but the receiver was undercut by Kickler. Could have been going back the other way.
Byron Adams not doing a good job there on that read. Almost cost him.
Would have been the 2nd interception of the game. Adams throwing this one, but it falls incomplete. 4th down and 5.
Adams is starting to get a little bit wild there. Not good at all. Seal Stern almost makes a play there.
Since the interception, they had 3 straight punts before that, then the interception, and now 4 straight punts again. And there goes Tim Cope trying to get loose and gets past the 40. So DeAndre Burks will be set with good field position coming up.
I'd like to see a little bit more of Carter Cook here. USC should try to take some time off the clock.
Hand it off to Cook going outside, trying to bounce it out wide, but there is Lamar Fant coming down and making the play. It looked like Carter Cook was looking to get all the way to the sidelines, and Lamar Fant was having none of it.
Well, Lamar Fant has had a huge night tonight. He's done well on the punt returns. That's his 6th tackle right there. First for loss, I believe I saw.
2nd and 11. Burks taking the shotgun snap. Gonna fire this one underneath. Pass is gonna be caught across the middle by David Beasley. 9-yard reception. Gonna be 3rd down and 3 coming up.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Oh, see what DeAndre Burks is able to dial up right here.
5 of 14 on 3rd down conversions are the Trojans. Looking to make it 6 of 15. Burks dropping back out of the play action. Taking a shot across the middle with a lollipop, and it's almost going to be intercepted by Carter, who was in a better position to make the catch than the receiver for the Trojans was.
That's the 3rd time tonight that Carter's almost come up with an interception, and these shots aren't working right now. I'd be a little bit worried if I were DeAndre Burks.
The punt is away from Swan, fielded by Lamar Fant, only going to go for 9 yards on the return. 1st down and 10. What are you expecting from Byron Adams and the offense for the Crimson Tide?
Well, I expect them to stick with what's working, and I expect a little bit better of a show passing from Adams.
And they're going to give it on the keeper to the fullback going up the middle. That will be Houston Freeman, who's up to 42 yards on 7 rushes.
Marcellus Barney on the stop right there.
He's just having a phenomenal game. Marcellus Burney, the cornerback for the USC Trojans on the defenses. Adams will get hit for 2 yards. And look at who's making the play yet again. That is Burney with 9 tackles on the game.
Well, if you're Byron Adams, I would say that you need to think about a pass right here because USC is doing a good job getting into the backfield and stopping this option offense.
3rd and 4. Can they convert a 3rd down? Throwing it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Moon. Breaks out of 1, but not going to break out of the 2nd tackle. As a great swarming defense. Brody Edward coming up and making the tackle.
Well, I like the idea of trying to put the ball in one of your speedster's hands and seeing if he can pick up that 1st down, but you really needed to throw the ball past the 1st down marker, and it cost them right there.
Something we haven't really seen much of is Jake Moon coming out of the backfield. I know he's a weapon, as we saw it with his touchdown earlier in the ball game, but since that touchdown, 21-6, just the Alabama offense has been put in deadlock. And just like that, taking a shot downfield again, and it coming up incomplete as Carrion was in coverage.
Well, they got to start getting better separation. You can't not separate when you take shots.
Receiver coming in motion. That's Ryan Lundy. DeAndre Burks looking to set up the halfback screen to Carter, who's got the blocking out wide. Gotta get past the 45, pick up a 6 on the halfback screen.
Well, good way to keep the clock going right here. Let's see what you're able to do.
3rd down and 4. Empty set here for Burks. 5 of 15, looking to make it 6-16. Burks will fire it. Pass is going to be caught, but that is going to be all she wrote, as the pass is completed to Seal Stern, but going to be 1 yard short.
Nice job by Rob Myers being there to make that stop, not letting the play get past him.
The punt is away, and there goes Lamar Fan trying to get loose, and it's all for naught. 12 yards on the return. But it's going to be, more importantly, can this Alabama Crimson Tide offense come out of park, because they haven't been able to go on a drive.
Well, if I'm Byron Adams, I'd be a little bit more willing to throw the ball here. They've got to mix some things up.
He'll keep it on the option, but it's only going to be a pickup of 4, going to be a 2nd down and 6.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Second and 6. 25-21 is your score. USC on top. As Adams will keep it, trying to get to the outside. The blocking was there to allow him to get to the edge, and that's just enough for the 1st down.
Another example where Adams catches a defender over pursuing, and he's able to turn that into a positive yardage and 1st down situation.
Adams will keep it. Gonna get to midfield. Pickup of 9, gonna be a 2nd down and 1.
Nice flow and nice rhythm going right now by Alabama. Now they need to finish it off with a touchdown. It's getting late.
Under 4 minutes left to go. 3:21 to be exact. Adams will pitch it, and just enough is Farrell Norman for 2 yards, and that's enough to move the chains and keep the drive alive.
Seal Stern was a little frustrated right there. I would have been too. That would have been a nice time to get a stop.
1st down and 10, and Moon in motion, but they're going to put it up the middle and give it into the hands of Johnny Hall. 15-yard rush, 4 yards, 32 yards for Johnny Hall in the game. 1st down and 10, and they are inside Trojans territory for the first time in what seems like since the 1st half.
It does, and it was a great job right there getting the ball to one of those big running backs and letting them eat up some yards on the ground. Take some defenders with him.
1st down and 10. Byron Adams, and it looked like somebody moved a little early for the Crimson Tide.
Well, that is a bad decision right there by the offensive line. You're down, it's late. You could ill afford to sit back, and here you cost your team 5 yards. I would be furious if I were the head coach.
Yeah, they're backed up 5 yards. 1st down 15. Adams taking a shot, and it's almost bad. It's going to be, there was 2 USC Trojan defenders in the area, but it's going to be batted down.
Looks like Goldsberry was making the play on that one. Nice awareness by him.
Making some good plays in the secondary is Goldsberry, and Adams looking to escape, but he's going to be sacked instead for 1 yard. Johnny Clem coming up and making the sack.
Nice job of Clem making sure he stays with Adams on that play and being able to bring him down. 3rd and long now.
3rd and 16. Adams will go under center. Dropping back. Looking for something to happen. He's going to fire it, but it's going to go incomplete. He had the receiver down there in Donald Carter, but it falls incomplete, and they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, I think you almost have to because you don't know if you'll get the ball back or not.
4th and 16. Adams needs to convert this one, taking a shot deep, and what a diving catch from Donald Carter. You miss him on 3rd down, go to him on 4th, and what a diving snag it was from the 4th string receiver.
And how on earth does USC not cover him on that play or have any inclination that they may try to go back to him? That was poor execution and preparedness on the part of USC.
Byron Adams with the throw to the receiver Carter downfield, and this time Chris Burks goes up the middle for a gain of 2.
At this point, if I'm Alabama, I'm thinking about taking as much time off the clock as I can. You don't want to give the ball back to USC with a lot of time on the clock, and we're going to get a flag in.
False start, offense.
And another false start for the Crimson Tide. Just these penalties will come back and bite you. It almost did on that last drive, or the last 1st down, where they had to chuck it on 4th down and 16. And here they're backed up 5 yards. Adams will keep it, getting to the edge. He pitches it late, and it's going to go for 6 yards. It's Farrell Norman. I thought he was going to get in, but he tripped.
I thought he was going to, too, and that saves USC here. They'll get a couple more plays. Let's see what their defense is able to do.
1:29 left to go, 4th quarter. Adams looking to play here on this drive. Oh, Chris Brooks taking a shot at the defensive play for that's Cedric Adkins, who gets laid out and truck sticked over for a touchdown. And Alabama, who hasn't scored a touchdown since the 1st half, what a drive this was. And they are up 4. It's now up 3. It's now 28-25.
But it goes back to having that size at running back there. We're able to take advantage of it right there when it really mattered. Now it's going to be up to DeAndre Burks and Carter Cook and some of these receivers to step up and try to make something happen here.
There goes Eric Tyner for 30 yards on the return. And here we go, the freshman quarterback. You got all 3 timeouts, young fella, 1:20 left to go. What are you going to do? Are you going to have ice in your veins and make some plays here going forward?
Well, I hope so, but hopefully he'll have some help from Carter Cook and Tim Cope as well.
We'll see what he can do. He starts off empty set shotgun formation. He throws it underneath to Jonathan Alexander for a pickup of 4.
Alexander, they've done a great job getting him involved tonight.
2nd and 6. Burks with 2 halfbacks lined up to each side of him. He takes the shotgun snap. Pocket is clean. Taking a shot deep downfield. This time it is dropped again by Tim Cope. Zachary Carter in coverage again. He's been burned on 3 different plays, and Tim Cope cannot come up with a catch.
But that's going to come back to bite them, unfortunately. I think it's a heartbreaking thing to see.
As this time they'll throw it to Eric Tyner for 7 yards, enough to move the chains. They will go hurry up.
And this is maybe going to be your best bet if you can't count on Tim Cope to catch the ball downfield.
1st down and 10, throwing it underneath yet again, but this time it's going to be broken up on the play. They were looking for Ronald Carson, the receiver.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10. DeAndre Burks not being helped on this drive. Taking the shotgun snap, going to fire it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Cook. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Well, Carter Cook's been pretty reliable this whole game. I might try and figure out a way to make another play for him.
3rd down and 5 coming up. DeAndre Burks looking to make a play. He will. He'll fire it. Pass is going to be caught by Glenn Lawson. And what a conversion that was. 1st down and 10. Oh, and hurry up here. 1st down and 10. 1 timeout left. 52 seconds left to go. DeAndre Burks looking to march his team downfield. The freshman quarterback looking to have ice in his veins. Seal Stern, 6 yards. And they'll go hurry up because they were not able to get past the 1st down marker. And they will look to clock this one. And they will.
But we're seeing a whole team effort here right now by USC. Some of the defensive players are getting involved and making plays. The big 3rd down coming up here.
If you are liking what you're seeing, please slap that like button. We are live, CFSL, on YouTube, Jeff Melanishin and Greg Cooksey in the booth for this one. Throwing it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Cook. Breaking out of tackles. Look at that. Past the 30, inside the 30-yard line. 9 yards on the reception.
Again, a nice fight shown right there by Carter Cook.
First down and 10. 30 seconds left to go. The freshman quarterback looking to take all the time to make this play. Looks like they're in field goal range. He's going to the end zone, but it's going to be batted away by Zachary Carter.
Zachary Carter has been huge in that pass defense tonight for Alabama, and here he's huge again.
Second down and 10. They are in field goal range. DeAndre Burks looking to put the points on the board, and there throws it underneath to Bernie. A nice pickup there of 6.
But I think you take one more shot at the end zone here.
Under 10 seconds left to go. 10, 9. Burks with plenty of time, but the pocket is collapsing. Throws it out wide, and it's going to fall incomplete. The Crimson Tide defense, they're in coverage. More importantly, that was Emilio Gonzalez.
A little bit of a dangerous throw. He was lucky he didn't get that picked off, but it wasn't, and they're going to get a chance to tie it here.
And here's Baker Cook looking to tie this one up. The kick is on the way. Through the uprights and good with 3 seconds left. Baker Cook through the uprights. It's now 28-28. USC tied up with the Crimson Tide, but more importantly, that drive for Burks when they needed it. And here Alabama will call the timeout with 3 seconds left to go. Maybe getting their kick returners back there. And fielding it and bringing it out of the end zone 1 yard deep. That's Lamar Fant looking to get going. And that will take us into overtime. It looked like they had something set up on the return. But we have come to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, here in the CFSL on YouTube. As USC won the toss. So they will choose. They will defer. And Alabama will get the balls to start first. Remember, in the overtime, each team will get a possession. If Alabama gets a touchdown, USC, they will have to get a touchdown to keep it going. And here is Adams, who shrugs out of a tackle, but is going to be stopped for a 1 yard loss.
Well, USC is finally catching on to what it's going to take to stop this Alabama defense. And there, Rick Kitchler makes another play.
Second and 11 for Byron Adams, who will go under center. Going to fake the halfback read, and he's going to pitch it out. And look at the stiff arm for Farrell Norman. He gets inside the 20. Going to be 3rd down and 3.
Farrell Norman's done a good job helping Byron Adams out here this evening. Let's see what they can draw up here.
3rd and 3. 28-28 is your score. Throw out here on the pitch. And that is going to be blown up in the backfield. That had no chance of getting going.
Well, a great job right there of Stephen Parks to make a play. Much needed by USC.
It was, as Philip Nelson was on the carry, and they will bring out Rooster Clutterbuck for a field goal. Looking to go up 3. It's through the uprights and good. It's now 31-28. But more importantly, USC, they know with a touchdown, they win.
And that was a huge drive right there by DeAndre Burks his last time up. Let's see if he can mature a little bit and make a play here in this football game for USC.
Freshman quarterback in his second start in overtime here, and he throws it. What a dot inside the goal line. What a grab that was by C.L. Stern.
Well, I guess Alabama wasn't expecting C.L. Stern to be in the game or whatever, but he should not have been able to be that wide open.
First down and goal. Freshman quarterback maturing before our eyes here, and it is only his second start. He's got trips to the top of the screen, dropping back, looking probably for the end zone, but he's going to take off and run, and he slides down at the 2 yard line.
Well, I think that was smart to keep him out of the harm's way and live to play another play, I guess.
Burks, shotgun formation. He's got Carter lined up to his right. Will he give it to him? Yes, he will. Up the middle. That is a game-winning walk-off touchdown as USC will get the win here in overtime against Alabama.
Well, there's a sign of a young team maturing and growing up right before your eyes right there. That is a huge win and a huge performance by both DeAndre Burks and Carter Cook, putting their teams on the back when they needed them the most. I really enjoyed this.
And what a game it was. If you liked it, hit that like button. But on behalf of my analyst, Greg Kirksey, and the commissioner and executive producer, Mike Peters, my name is Jeff Melanishin. Thank you so much for tuning into this great matchup of two teams. And we'll be back for you tomorrow as we will have two matchups, Texas at Notre Dame and Auburn, Nebraska. We'll see you tomorrow on YouTube at 7 p.m. Have a good night, everybody.